Jamahl, I guess, what were you seeing out there in the second quarter that allowed the Detroit to get back into the game?
Well, I'll definitely have to go back and look at the film just to make sure, understanding some of the matchups in that scenario. If I can recollect correctly, it was a lot of, obviously live ball turnovers, allowed them to get on the break. Their transition effort put our backs against the wall a little bit.
I know you say you have to go back and look at the film, but watching live, was there any, common theme between the turnovers, especially those live ball turnovers that you guys are making?
Yeah, again, I'm going to definitely have to go look at the film. I mean, obviously recollecting from this moment right here, I definitely have to say it was just those live ball turnovers and our matchups in transition.
Coach, looking at Paolo's debut, obviously being a #1 overall pick, there's a lot of pressure that comes along with it. For him to have the kind of performance he did tonight, what does that say about him?
Well, as he settled in, I think it took a moment to get settled in, and then as he got comfortable, the game slowed down for him a little bit. He registered how they were playing him, so his ability to, obviously make some plays down the stretch was huge.
Speaking of settling down, it seemed like in the second half, Jalen Suggs really picked it up offensively. What were you seeing from him, and how important is it for him to limit fouls going forward?
I think it's big. I think all of our guys got to understand we have to do a better job of defending without fouling, putting them on the line 24 times, and it's necessarily when those fouls are occurring that we have to be smarter. There's a level of aggression we can have, but we've got to be smart about it.
How was Cole Anthony? He's ruled out just shortly before tip-off.
He's just dealing with the illness right now.
Coach, anytime there's an injury, it's tough, but when you have a guy go out with, after you've done your game prep and walkthroughs and stuff like that, just how tough does that make the alterations for you?
Well, we've talked about doing it by committee, and obviously Jalen was ready to step in that moment, and he obviously getting adjusted to that for a second, and in the second half, obviously he recognized what he was capable of doing. But again, we've talked about by committee, the next guy's got to be ready to step in and play.
You went to RJ in the second half. What did you think? What did you like about what he did in that second half? I guess what was this decision about not going to him early in the first half?
Well, I think with Franz handling the basketball a little bit more, bouncing RJ in towards the second half as we might got a little tired, being able to have another secondary ball handler, obviously with Jalen going out with foul trouble as well, but being able to look at RJ, being able to handle the basketball.
Go ahead, guys.
Paolo, 27 points for you, most in almost 20 years from a #1 pick. I guess, how did it feel out there for you making your debut?
It felt good. It's crazy, I felt like I left a lot of points on the board. Missed like 3 layups. Missed just some shots I feel like I could have made. So, a lot to work on, but I wasn't, disappointed with the way I played. I thought I played hard. I thought I played to the end. I thought we played hard. So, it was a positive showing for us, but obviously we would like to get the win.
As you look at the contest, Paolo, what did you like about your team's performance, and what are some of the things that you want to see the team improve on moving forward?
I think we played hard all 48 minutes. I think we played together. I don't think no one was out there, playing selfish. But I think we got to rebound better. Me, myself, definitely included. I gave up a crucial tip on the free throw. And then I think we just got to communicate better on defense, don't give up as many open shots. And I think those are the 2 biggest things, turnovers as well. But I think if we would have limited the offensive rebounds and the open shots that they got, or that was part of our miscommunication on defense, it would have been a different outcome.
I imagine it's got to be a special moment playing in your first NBA game. Did you take a moment at some point today to kind of reflect on what was happening and take it all in before the game started?
I tried to do that yesterday before I left, and then I just wanted to come out here and just be locked in. I'm not trying to dwell on the moment or get caught up in it. Just come out and play. So I took time in the days before to reflect and all the stuff that's happened.
When you hear that you're the first #1 pick since LeBron to put up 25 points in their debut, to be in that kind of rare company, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, I guess. Obviously would have liked to win, but I just wanted to play hard, play for the team, and that happened. So it's a blessing.
You hit those first 3 shots early. Kind of what did that? One, why do you think you were able to start off so well, and kind of what did that do for you to sort of just like see the ball go in, right away like that?
I mean, yeah, I started off. My teammates found me for pretty much all those buckets I got to start were all by my teammates. So really, I just had to dunk the ball or lay it in. In that first half, I don't even think I think I hit one jumper, but other than that, it was all kind of just me finishing the play. So I just give credit to my teammates, finding me. But it's always nice to see the ball go in that early and get easy buckets around the rim. That's how I try and play is inside out, try and get easy stuff around the basket and then expand out and do more stuff throughout the game.
What were you thinking when you went up for that dunk?
I mean, he just was playing. We had like a 3-on-1 break. We had a guy already down that he was kind of, bluffing towards. And then another guy, Bo, I think, was running next to me. But he just kind of deep in the paint. So, I just felt like I could go finish over him and, dunk it.
Everybody good?
You guys also just had 3 players. You, Franz, and Jalen all scored 20. And the kids did that 3 times last year. As a whole, just kind of what, do you guys, what does it say just about the kind of, versatility, or is there such you guys have on offense this year?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Mosley, or Coach Mose, says it all the time. Just it's going to be by committee. Every game it's going to be. Won't be just me. Won't be just me and Franz. Won't be just me, Jalen, and Franz. It's going to be somebody different every game. And I mean, I think that just shows. 3 of us. T. Ross, Wendell, all those guys are capable of doing the same thing. So it's just going to vary. Every night it's going to be different.
Jalen, as you look at that game, what did you feel for yourself in the second half that you started to get going? Did you just start to get in the flow, especially offensively?
Coach Nate tells me all the time, trust your work. I think it just goes back to that. Not trying to make the perfect play, not trying to make a home run play, but just trying to play like myself, same way I played my entire life, same way I continue to learn to play. Since I'm here in this league. The second half, things just got simplified. That's all it was. It wasn't nothing that changed. But that's all that happened. Positive things happened, but I don't know. Too many defensive lapses. I missed my low man help a couple times. And ultimately, I just wasn't able to be out there to help the team win. Whether it was good calls, bad calls, whatever it was. I allowed the refs to make a decision that impact my playing time. It's just a learning moment, continue moving forward. How can I continue to be smart, continue to put myself in position to play great defense, but also, conserve my fouls so that I can be out on the court. So in those last 4 minutes, I can help my team instead of having to talk and yell for something.
How difficult is it to strike that balance of aggression? Obviously, you're a top-notch defensive player, the number shows it. But just how tough is it to kind of balance that aggression level?
I think it varies game to game, depending on the referees. I felt like everything was so aggressive and so physical all game, and there were certain points they chose to get nitpicky, and it just happened to be my calls. But I mean, that's the flow of the game, and after the first couple, that is my fault on not having the recognition, to feel that. And then when I get back in, okay, Skull told me, on the bench, be physical before the play starts, and then once it gets in, you just gotta stay solid, and be square and everything. So I think that was great advice from Skull, great talk. I continue to learn, that balance, but not gonna change, who I am, how I play defensively. Just continue to do it at a more smart level.
Jamahl mentioned the live ball turnovers in the second quarter as something that really helped allow the Pistons to get back into the game. Was there a common, denominator or theme in those turnovers that you've noticed?
Yeah, I think like I said when I started, just trying to make the perfect play. Not reading the defense. There was one where Isaiah Stewart clearly in the drop, clearly favoring Wendell. And I had the left hand layup. If I went up for it, then I tried to make the drop off. Waist level, you know, in a tight pocket, you know, that's hard for the big to catch, you know, and put him in a bad situation. I threw the other one, the pocket pass, threw a half a second too late. Again, I'm just putting my big in a bad situation, not throwing it low and throwing it a bit late, you know, and everything's kind of jammed up. So, yeah, I think definitely just taking responsibility for that 100%. You know, it's not on anybody else. Coach Mose can dial up the perfect play. You know, if we continue to turn the ball over like that and just give away free ones and give them more opportunities, it's going to be hard for us to win games. I mean, just looking at turnovers, you know, we had 5 more turnovers. That's 5 more possessions they got, and we're not even getting into their offensive rebounds. So I think just doing little things to, you know, not beat ourselves, not getting self-inflicted wounds.
Y'all are both, you and the Pistons are both just like young teams, got a lot of young talent that, and kind of just really going back and forth with each other. Just kind of how do you see parallels from y'all's team with them, and you know, just kind of what was it like competing out there tonight?
It was fun to be back. It was fun to be back in this competitive environment. You know, sold out crowd. We went on our runs and hushed them. They went on their routes and they got their runs and they got rowdy. You know, so it's fun to be back in that environment. You know, they had their own thing going on. You know, we're focused on us over here. You know, we're going to continue to get better daily. We're going to continue to add the rest of our team and the rest of our missing pieces. But then tonight was a great night for us. We did a lot of good things. We did a lot of things that we can work on. But it was great because it's all easy, fixable things. Nothing out there was things that are major issues that we can't fix, and we can't just go watch film and, or make the easier play next time. You know, it's all those things, you know, that are real easy, fixable. So, you know, like I said, like we've always said from the beginning, it's on us. You know how great we want to be, and you know, we established who we want to be. We established our culture and how we want to play hard and fight, and we did that tonight. Now we got to continue to look at the little things: the turnovers, rebounds, offensive execution, and defensive actions.
How's Denny feeling?
Sorry.
You're fresh off a rookie campaign. You know what it's like to be a top pick in a big moment. To see Paolo play the way he did in his opening game, you know, just how impressive was that?
It was great. I think P handled himself very well. I think he got to his spots. He ran in transition. He was physical. He boarded. He made the right play when it was there. So he did a fantastic job tonight. You know, we're going to continue to run with him, ride with him. He's going to continue to grow. And again, like I said, moments like this are important for us, you know, because we got to be in these to grow. You know, and it showed us a lot tonight. So we can take this, learn from it, get better tomorrow, and you know, now we just focus on Saturday. There's too many of these games to, you know, focus on this one loss first game.